Welcome, welcome. I am Michael. You are here for another film breakdown. I have to fix this light. You've returned for another film breakdown, and what I'm about to say is deeply upsetting. But we're here with North Dakota. We've got North Dakota State, excuse me, offensive tackle, Grey Zabel. I have no film on the guy. I can't find a single file anywhere. I have Yale film, and I don't have any North Dakota State film. So it just, I don't know. It's one of those things where sometimes things fall through the cracks. I was unable to find any. So while I will not be, explicitly reviewing tape with you guys, I'm instead going to just talk about him as a player, go into what makes him good, what is so intriguing about him, where the consensus is on him, and then where I am on him. Zabel is a really physical offensive tackle, very into that, blue collar, brings his lunch pail and gets after it in the trenches kind of guy. He's huge. He is 6'6". Let's see what he weighed in at the combine. 312. He has 9.5-inch hands, but what's everybody's problem with Will Campbell? It's his arm size. What did Will Campbell's arms weigh in at or measure in at the combine? 32 inches. Grey Zabel, also 32-inch arms. I don't understand why people are so adamant on saying that Will Campbell's arms are an issue, and I haven't heard a single thing about it with Grey Zabel. He could be a candidate to move into guard. I say that because he is a really physical guy who is really strong and can handle those power rushes. Doesn't do as well against the finesse speed rushers. When he has to go one on one and try to combat a speed rusher on the edge with a quick kick step, he is susceptible to getting beat. And with being 6'6", he plays at a pretty solid pad level, at least from what I've seen. While while I don't have film on him, I don't have film on him that I can show. I have just basically copyrighted broadcast film that I'm not going to show because I don't want to risk getting a strike. So I'll have to figure all that out for next year. But he plays at a good pad level. He's he gets low enough. He's got a lot of bend in his knee, which is good because he's able to bend that knee and still have a really strong foundation. He can anchor really well. Like I said, he can absorb power rushes, so he has no problem at all sitting back. He could get pushed back maybe one step, two steps, but after that he's very. His versatility is another reason why I think he could be a candidate to kick inside. And when I say that a guy has to kick inside on the offensive line, I really don't like that is viewed as a negative. There's two guard positions and two tackle positions. All of them are important. The Chiefs got to the Super Bowl and their tackles stunk out loud, but they had the best interior offensive line in football. It's just the way it works sometimes. So, me saying Grey Zabel could be a candidate to play on the inside is not a slight to him. It's just what his skill set would be best suited as. Shorter arms, denser frame, physical, violent player who likes to get his hands dirty, that's a guard. On top of that, in his North Dakota State career, he has played all but center. He does really well to finish his assignment at the line of scrimmage rather quickly, and he doesn't leave any questions at the line. He's not there to simply get through the first line of defense and get to the linebackers. He finishes his assignment, and he does well to find work rather quickly. Zabel actually finished with overall the best combine amongst all offensive tackles. Now, he didn't run the 40-yard dash. He didn't do the three-cone drill, 20-yard shuttle or anything. All that I see on here is the vertical jump of 36.5 inches, the broad jump of 9 feet and 3 inches, and then 26 reps of bench press. The next gen stats, this is all courtesy of NFL.com/prospects. Production score for the combine first. Athleticism score, this is estimate, I guess, second. And then his total score was ranked first amongst the position. His athleticism directly translates on the field. I think he does a really good job at, like I said, finishing his assignment at the line of scrimmage and then finding those landmarks in open space. He does a really well in a gap rushing offense of creating those gaps for the running back to exploit. And then back in pass protection, he shows a really high level of football IQ. I think playing four positions along the offensive line will really help with that. It's really impressive how he's able to process things along the line so quickly. Stunts and twists. I mean, I've looked back as far as his freshman season, or his first season of getting reps. Never really seemed to disrupt his flow on the line. He's just a really impressive player in all phases of the game. I would say he's one of the more well-rounded players in terms of being able to be highly effective in both pass pro and as a run blocker. He right now consensus is late first to mid second. That's where he's seen. And I got to say I agree. I agree. Give him a draft grade, it would be a low second, which I think will get him a mid to high second round draft pick in this year's draft because I don't think there's 32 first round grades. So I agree. Um, I think he's probably around the sixth best offensive tackle. I'm not fully done with my ranking, so I don't want to say for sure. But whoever's getting him is getting a starter day one. And whatever that team needs along the offensive line, you can kind of figure out where you want him and then the guys that you already have. You know, if if he gets to camp and he is so much more effective as a left tackle than he is as a guard or a right tackle, then stick him at left tackle and have somebody else play those guards or right tackle, you know? It's not we look too much into a guy who people project as a guard. I understand positional value to a certain extent, and if you're drafting a guy to be your blindside blocker, you should go with a guy maybe, you know, that you're more confident in as a pure left tackle. But his versatility, I think, just adds, um, it boosts his stock, in my opinion. His arms are an issue. 32-inch arms, in my opinion, are an issue. They aren't for Will Campbell because Will Campbell leaves no doubt anywhere else. He leaves absolutely no doubt. And he played in the SEC, and I'm sorry, I'm going to value the SEC more than I am the FCS. That's just the way it works. But I think Grey Zabel is a great football player. If I say I needed to fill out my entire offensive line and I could put him anywhere, I would probably put him at left guard because he's been playing on the left side, or he's been succeeding on the left side more recent, and I don't want him. I wouldn't want him at tackle if I could put him at guard. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm sorry I couldn't have any film. Just him and Ariante Ersuri are the only guys that I haven't had any film on. Not one single game. So I'm gonna have to do the same thing for Airstory. I've been kind of delaying it to see if I can find it somewhere in the meantime, and I haven't been able to, so I'm probably just gonna have to bite the bullet there. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching very much. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to let me know. Do you like Grey Zabel as a prospect? Do you think he can live up to the hype as a borderline first round pick? I don't know. Let me know. I appreciate you watching. I love you, and I will see you next time.